Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today we have an Irish here on my cask. And it's not a normal Irish, no, it's a single malt whiskey from Ireland. And single malt whiskies are quite rare, and the name it carries is Tullamore D.E.W. And Tullamore D.E.W was a distillery in the small town of Tullamore. And this distillery, I think, was closed down in 1957. I do not remember very well when I visited the distillery museum there, and the pot stills from Tullamore went to the Old Kilbeggan distillery for display purposes. They are not in use there, but you can see those huge and big pot stills from the former times. The production of the Tullamore went to the south of Ireland to Irish distillers, and the rights on the name and the brand remained somewhere else. And finally, those rights were sold to William Grant and Sons, who are the proprietors of Glenfiddich. So the Scots bought the rights on the Tullamore, and they decided to build a new Tullamore distillery in Tullamore, and I think it should be ready for production in 2014 now, this year, or 2015 next year, and then it will take 3 years until the first new Tullamore spirit will be on the market. So where does this whiskey come from? Not from the south, where the former Tullamore or the actual Tullamore is produced. No, they do not produce single malt whiskey. And the North Irish Bushmills, which produce a lot of single malt whiskies, they use all their spirits for themselves, so also not from there. From the Cooley distillery, which was converted from a pharmaceutical alcohol plant close to the border of Northern Ireland, still in the Republic of Ireland, in 1989. And they started the production also of single malt whiskies. And I heard of the 10-year-old Tullamore D.E.W that this one was produced in the Cooley distillery when I visited Ireland in 2010 and 11, 2 years after each other, one another. So this one should also be produced in the Cooley distillery. Single malt Irish whiskey, sherry cask finish. So first they matured in ex-bourbon casks, and then they were refilled in sherry casks for a final maturation period. 12 years. This small batch of non-chill filtered, yes, it has an ABV of 46%. 12-year-old single malt Irish whiskey has been finished to perfection in carefully selected sherry casks, blah, blah, blah. And the result is a very fine Irish single malt of rich flavor intensity. Established in the heart of Ireland in 1829, really quite early, the Tullamore distillery became home to a man of legendary status, Daniel E. Williams, and this is the first letters D-E-W. The dew does not mean the water, no, it's D.E.W. So it's called dew, but it means Daniel E. Williams, who perfected a whiskey of exceptional quality, character and smoothness that is still our signature today. Limited release, and inside there are tasting notes. One of the very few big companies who give you really tasting notes and not only marketing blur. Tasting notes. Nose, vibrant and lively with a zesty citrus character and an abundance of fresh fruits. Subtle oak notes, hints of dried fruits and toasted almonds, delicately intertwined with the richness of fresh ripe berries, pears and red apples. Taste: rich vanilla sweetness with a beautiful, smooth mouthfeel. The fruit aromas are equally prominent on the taste, with candied orange peel, baked apple, and figs. The unmistakable influence of sherry casks adds a final sherbet spice note with a hint of cinnamon and nutmeg. Finish: a rich golden whiskey. Finish: gold. Gold is inert. Can't taste it. Long, lingering, and sweet. A rich golden whiskey with a complex and round maltiness, followed by citrus sweetness and sherbet spice notes with a hint of cinnamon and nutmeg. All right. Something more on the bottle? No. So it's a screw cap, like the typical Tullamore green or bottles with a green label. So this is inherited from mass production, even when this is a small batch. Definitely an Irish. Fruity on the nose. There's some alcohol in it, 46%. The sherry is coming up quite early. And there's this aromatic note in it, which results, from my point of view, from the casks, but you can't say this is spiciness or oakiness or so. It's just an aromatic note. I think it comes from the casks. Quite sweet. Fruitiness. Sherry. In the back, a light citrus note appears. Quite strong, 46%, but sweetness, mouth-watering, sherry, and far in the back, the oak is appearing. So this finishing period didn't take a long time. Otherwise, there should be more oak in this whiskey. So we have a typical Irish, very fruity, and in the taste, a little dryness appearing, these orange citrus zest, but still there's some sweetness. And in the aftertaste, a very light oakiness appears and spiciness. The cinnamon, nutmeg. So whenever you have a friend loving Tullamore, there are lots of them out there with those green labeled bottles, you should present him one of those special bottles and say, no Irish coffee, just neat. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. Stay tuned, there's more to come. Feel free to share this video with your friends and discuss this whiskey with us in our Whisky.com forum. Thank you.